Welcome back to Big Nick's Meats and Treats, everybody. Today we have a special treat for you. I'm going to do pulled pork, but I'm going to do a head-to-head competition between my Louisiana Grill's K24 Kamado grill and my Grilla Grill's Pellet grill. I got two pork butts almost identical in weight, and I'm going to do one on the Pellet grill and one on the Kamado grill. So I've done a video on pork butts before, but I'll go over it real quick how I prepare them. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to score the fat side in about 1 to 1.5 inch cubes, just deep enough to get through the fat. I go both directions. That helps the seasoning get down to the meat. Also helps some of that fat render out, because there is a lot of fat when you do these pork butts. Okay. I'm real excited about this because there's always chit chat about what tastes better, pellet grill or true charcoal on a Kamado grill. So I'm going to just do them head to head today and see how it comes out. So the next thing I do is I'm going to take some mustard, put that on there. This doesn't really impart much flavor, just gives something for the seasoning to stick to. Just a light coat. Trying to keep one working hand and one dry hand here. Now I'm going to take my Big Nick's magic meat rub that I made. I gave the recipe on that on a different video. Put a little bit of that on there all the way around. Make sure to get the edges. Get it down inside. I got the grills going right now. I'm going to go for 250 today. I would normally do these at 225, but the Kamado grill is just a little tricky to try to keep it a low temperature like that. So I'm going to shoot for 250, and if I can get it to run at 225, I'll let you know later on in the video. So the grills are up to temperature. Like I said earlier, I'm going for about 250 on both of them. I'm running cowboy charcoal with chunks of hickory in the Kamado, and I'm running Bear Mountain pellets with hickory in the pellet grill. One thing I like to do with the pork butts, just to keep the mess to a minimum in my grill, is I'll use these aluminum pans. So I'm gonna put the pork butts each in an aluminum pan. That'll help contain some of that grease so it doesn't make a big mess in the grill. And I'm going to get these on the grill. We'll see in a minute. So we're ready to put the meat on the Kamado. I have it right now. It's at about 252 degrees, smoking real good. So we'll go ahead and put that on. Let's walk over to the pellet grill and we'll get that going. It's running a little bit hot right now because I just fired it up, so it'll cool down to 250. This thing holds temperature real good. This is a Grilla Grill's Silverback. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So it's super windy today. It's about 25 mile an hour winds. The Kamado's been holding about 260 degrees, which is real good. Pellet grill's running right at 250. I'm going to go for an overall temperature of around 200 on both pork butts, and I'll pull them when they're right about 200. So that's probably going to take somewhere around 10 hours or so. So we'll see you in a while. Well, the pork butt that was on the Kamado grill is done. The Kamado ran at about 270 almost the whole time. It took 7.5 hours at 270, and I cooked it to 202 degrees. The pellet grill pork butt's still going. The pellet grill's been running 250 pretty steadily, even though we've had 20 to 30 mile an hour winds all day. So the color looks real nice on this. It smells fantastic. Since the pellet grill one's still cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and take this and put it in foil. I'm going to put this in foil and then wrap it up. And I'm just going to put this in the oven, not on, just off. And I'm going to let it rest in the oven while the pellet pellet grill is still cooking that one. So you wrap that up, and the pellet grill should be done in probably half hour, 45 minutes, and we'll show you what that one looks like when it's all done. We'll see you in a bit. So it's been about 45 minutes later. The pellet grill pork butt is done now. It's not quite as dark, but man, does it smell fantastic. So just like I did with the Kamado pork butt, I'm gonna wrap this up in foil and put it in the oven and let it rest for a couple hours. And then I'm gonna have a special guest come over, and we're gonna do a blind taste test. He's gonna tell me which one he thinks tastes better. And then I'll talk later on in the video about the pros and cons of long smokes on the pellet grill and the Kamado. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, it's been about an hour. I had them sitting in the oven wrapped in foil for about an hour. The one on the left here is the Kamado, and the one on the right is the pellet. They are very similar in size. The total package was 14.6 pounds. They're pretty close to being equal. The Kamado cooked a little bit faster just because it was at a higher temperature for most of the cook. And the darkness is just because it's actual charcoal. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these now, and it's really important when you're pulling pulled pork or you're pulling pork butts that you season as you shred. You can put all the seasoning you want on the outside, but if you don't season it after you shred it, it's not going to be that well seasoned. So you got to make sure that you season it as you pull it. Ooh, boy, that's hot. It looks good though. Ooh, man, nice. So I like to pull pork in these gray tubs just because it keeps it in control in the kitchen, so I don't get in trouble with the boss, and it minimizes the mess. So I'm going to work on both of these, and I'm going to season as I go. So I'm going to get these both pulled and seasoned, and then we have a special guest coming over to do a blind taste test, and we'll go ahead and show you that when he gets here. We'll see you in a bit. All right, welcome back to Big Nick's Meats and Treats. I got some special guests today. These are my neighbors, Ron and Vicky. They both have 80+ years experience tasting food, so I think they're pretty good experts when it comes to tasting food. So I have them separated, but between the Kamado and the pellet grill. So you guys go ahead and taste those, and you tell me which one you like better.
Very good. That's done to perfection too.
Okay. Ron was in the 82nd Airborne and also a smoke jumper when we first started way back in the day.
You can tell a difference.
Can you?
Yes.
What's the difference that you taste?
This is a little heavier.
Heavier as far as?
Smokier.
Smokier? Okay.
This is sweet.
I noticed one thing about both of them. They have a kind of a smoky taste.
Yep. They were on a smoker, Ron.
Well, they're both so good though.
Do you have a preference?
This is the best one.
Okay. What do you think, Vicky?
I think I go along with this.
Okay, very good. So both of you preferred the Kamado grill.
Correct.
The Kamado grill. So the one on the right was cooked on the Kamado grill.
Oh, that's the good smoker.
Yeah, and the one on the left was cooked on the pellet grill.
Okay, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one on the right uses lump charcoal, and the one on the left uses pellets. So this is actually cooked over actual hunks of charcoal and pieces of hickory that were in the smoker, and the other one's cooked with hickory pellets.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
but
this
Steve said the same thing, my son. He said that this one was better, but this one was easier to do.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for
doesn't
sure.
roll, huh?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys coming and doing this for me today.
Oh, this is so good.
Well, you shouldn't have invited us over before we had dinner.
So until I do my next video, watch me work, baby. Watch me work.